Hey, Big Joshua, Ben Boulware, America's Baseball Camps, just touching base, going through some mechanical things that I can throw at you to maybe mess around with and play with in regards to your mechanics for your swings here. You've been blessed to have some really good size and good strength, and I think I have a couple tweaks that might be able to help you out. So let's go ahead and get started here. So in regards to our stance looks in pretty good shape. Your feet are past your shoulders, which is good. You have a nice flex in your knees, good. Your hands are in fine spot for your launch and ready position. Your barrel's fine. Your eyes are on the baseball. So going through that standpoint from a stance, it looks in pretty good shape. Going into the next part of when we talk about would be your land foot or your launch position. So as I get myself going here, the first thing I do see is a big level change from the start of our swing to the bottom. You can see as I start here, I'm going to draw this line. This is where my eyes start, and then I'm going to get to contact here, and you'll see how big of a drop that your levels change when I go to hit. And that's fine for now. You can get away with it. But when guys are throwing 90 plus in college or whatnot, you can't have that much level change from the start of your swing to contact, and that's a big gap. So we have to figure out a way to get yourself more level all the way through your swing compared to starting really tall and then coming really down and through and being sideways. So try to keep that posture. You can see you have good posture right here in regards to our start. But as you go down and go to swing, you really come over, which is going to make us start really working uphill. And you can see at contact, our posture is really turned over. You can see that hip is really sideways. Let's keep this posture really tall, and what that's going to do is going to help you work downhill, and that's a big one in regards to keeping yourself tall, because you notice as you go over, what does your hands do? So your hands start really tall and nice. Your hands start really high where they should be. So if your hands are up in this area, as you go to start your swing, you should start here, and then your hands should end up actually back here in regards to your load. So when you go to swing, though, you can see it's kind of the complete opposite. You kind of start really high, and then your hands kind of come down to here in this area, and that's going to be, so those balls that are coming mid-range and up, you're going to start working uphill instead of really working downhill to them. So that's a big one to really work on, is working on that level where your hands don't drop. You're working downhill compared to uphill, and you're really working on driving the baseball compared to lifting the baseball. So just something to be aware of. And what I used to do is I'd take a bucket, turn over the bucket, put it right there, and I'd get a tee and put it on there and have like a high tee drill. So your hands really have to stay high, and you got to work down and through the baseball. So you got to get your hands above the ball, and you got to work downhill into the ball compared to working uphill. So just something to be aware of as you're swinging. The other thing that I noticed as well is on your front foot. So your front foot, you can see how open that gets, and we don't want to land with an open front side like that. You can see if I back it up here, when you go to stride, it really lands open. What I'd like to see is that front foot be more closed, and at this point of your swing, just have that heel where it's kind of facing over here, and then you can have it to where it's kind of facing the dugout, that heel, and let your swing naturally take that front foot open so you can hit against a firm front side. And that's going to make a big difference in regards to your swing. Everything else looks pretty good. You do come off the backside. There's a little bit of closeness from your knees. You want a little bit of daylight in there, so that back foot, even if it comes off the ground, you still want some separation in there. But I think the posture thing and working downhill and that front side are some things that can really help you out here. Let's back up here to the beginning to see that first few swings again, so I can recheck out your form here. That one worked a little bit better. You can see it's still open up your front half, but you're really bearing down on your head. And I like your head to be on the ball, but you don't have to be that sideways onto the ball. Back half was good. Again, at the end, you kind of really came up forward, and your knees are too close together. You just got to make sure on off-speed pitches that you really stay back. So be cautious that you're not sliding up onto that front side. At the end, with your size, you should be able to finish with your legs wider. You actually start this wide and you end closer together. So you start, actually your base is wider than your finish. And that's, you can see right here, if I back you up here, usually with people when they stride, it's going to become longer. So their set position is going to be right here, is that distance. And usually people, as they stride, they're going to get longer, which you do, and that's how we should finish. We should finish with our feet that far apart. But what you're going to notice is, as I swing, as I'm going to bring that back foot up, I'm going to finish pretty short, even shorter than my initial stride. And with your size, you shouldn't do that. You should finish where you have a lot more legs underneath you and a lot more powerful with your swing. That's going to help you have the better power working downhill, and will make you a lot more consistent. So just a couple things to watch over and over again on this, and try to get used to really working downhill to keep that ball out of the air. And really drive the baseball better off the fences compared to over the fences kind of mentality. And we wish you the best this year, and look forward to seeing you back at the camp soon.